Hi everybody, this is Theorol. You can find me on the Marvel Champions Discord answering rules questions, or doing the Card Text podcast with Bob and Scott, or here on YouTube with various playthrough videos where I play against various scenarios with various heroes and various aspects. I've been doing some homebrew stuff, and currently what I would like to do is do a Galaxy's Most Wanted campaign run through with some house rules and changes to the various campaign elements. I've played through each scenario with some changes, and so this will be kind of the culmination of all of that. Hopefully it'll be fun and we'll be able to get through it. We tried last week to start this campaign, and it started off with not a great start. So I've made one change since then, and that is the start of the scenario. I didn't change it actually on the rules yet, unfortunately, but I had been thinking about this before and I just kind of forgot about it. But as I was working through some of the campaign stuff, one thing that I don't particularly love in the way the campaign is designed is the side schemes. Now this becomes a much bigger deal after Drang, but even with Drang it's still present. And the idea that the scenarios in the campaign have a side scheme which starts with some icons on it, so it's like a normal side scheme, and you want to clear it and you get a victory point if you do, but it comes with some kind of a penalty when you do it. But it's not like it's, well, in some cases at least, it's not like it's really a choice not to. I mean, it's just a side scheme, so it's just kind of a penalty that starts out the game in play. And I thought, from the very first time that I played the game, I thought that this was an interesting design space to create something where it wasn't just a straightforward, oh, here's a side scheme, thwart it, and you get a victory point. But rather that it was kind of a, when you thwart this, the game's going to get a little harder, but you get a victory point. This kind of jives with my overall feeling about campaign play, which is that you should be sacrificing things this game to get victory points to help you in future games. And so you make the game harder for yourself now to get benefits later. And then the idea is that for the purposes of the scenarios in the campaign, that they should scale up as you go. And by scaling, having the scenarios scale as you go, regardless of what you're doing, that means that getting the victory points is sort of your way of keeping up with the campaign. Now, this is not the design that they've gone with for the campaigns largely. They've kind of sought after a little bit more of a self-balancing kind of a thing where you get bonuses, but then when you get those bonuses, you also get penalties. And the problem is, if those aren't well balanced, if the bonuses aren't worth the penalties, and it takes extra effort to get the bonuses, that makes it just feel bad. And that's what happened with Galaxy's Most Wanted, is you have to defeat the Badoon Headhunter in order to get victory points. But when you do, you get this extra card from the Badoon Headhunter, right, each time you defeat him, and those cards are a lot worse than the market cards bonuses that you get, so that doesn't work great. Or with the Collector, when you defeat the Collector, when you get his side schemes, you get victory points for that. But then Nebula gets a bonus when she starts out that's, I mean, they did it a little bit with Sinister Mojo also. You get victory points in that. And as you get points, the enemies get better, and they get bonuses just the same way that you get bonuses. And it's an understandable idea, because it's kind of like, well, if you're getting all these bonuses, that must mean you're good, so we need to make it more challenging instead of just giving you straight bonuses, right? Otherwise, it's going to get unbalanced, or it gets unbalanced if you didn't get your victory points. And, I think as long as it's kept within some margins, the bonuses can be helpful, but not game-breakingly helpful, and I feel like they somewhat achieved that in Galaxy's Most Wanted already anyways. And the penalties can be harmful, but not game-breakingly harmful, right? It's just the scenarios get a little harder as you go through, and okay, if you got bonuses, then that helps make it a little easier, right? But by making you kind of pay for those bonuses, right? You have to thwart these things that you otherwise wouldn't, making them story associated. There's a lot of interesting things you can do. So anyways, that's kind of what I'm doing here. So with the Badoon Blitz, instead of having you, my thought here was, instead of having you start with a minion off of the deck, you start with the Badoon Blitz, and then when you thwart that, you get a minion off of the deck. To make this not just a thwart it at the last minute and get a victory point, you have a limited time to thwart it. You have to thwart it within the first 3 turns. And so that's kind of the idea there, and hopefully that'll work out and be good. So other than that, we are looking at the same rocket deck that we played last time. I'm not making any changes at this moment, so we'll see, and hopefully it'll just work a little better this time. I think there was definitely some bad luck plaguing me last game. So, all right, let's get started. Sorry, I didn't sit down. Because I loaded this from last time. Speaking of, I should shuffle that so it's not the same deck. Although it would look totally different this time. Alright, so Raga has a plan which could be potentially useful. He's got a dive bomb and double power regression, which is not useful. So let's definitely kill all of that. Is I've got a plan very useful right now? I'd say not very. Although, I mean, I want to thwart this, but I don't want to thwart it right away. Although, I could thwart this for 2 and thwart that for 3, which would be pretty strong. Sure, I'll hang on to it. I might have a plan. Depends on what else I draw. Oh, well, look at that. I drew Thruster Boots. So if I paid 1 for that, and 1 for that, and 1 for that, then I waste a resource. If I pay 1 for that, and 3 for that, and play that for free, it's pretty good. Or I could just not thwart this. And instead get out a pistol. I kind of like that. It's a buildy turn, but lots of good building that comes out of it. So yeah, I'm happy with that. Alright, we're going to thwart the main scheme. We're going to use the Mono to play Thruster Boots. We're going to spend 1, 2, 3 resources to put out a Helicarrier. We're going to use a Helicarrier to play Rocket's Pistol. And that does mean he still has his spear, unfortunately, but hopefully that'll be fine. Okay, not bad, not bad. So 1 threat. Drang attacks me. 1 counter on each of these. Drang attacks me for, what is that, 4? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh. No 7's there. Ah, it's a Badoon Grunt. That's annoying. A Badoon Assassin, ouch. That hurts a bit. Huh. Alrighty. So, I have some interesting options here. I think what I want to do is use my pistol. Oh, this is supposed to have 3 counters. To kill this guy and draw a card. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I like that as a play. I can heal quite a bit off of a dive bomb, which would be nice. Ooh, I have 1 extra resource. Because I have a Helicarrier. So let me think. 1, 2. Well, what that means is, because I have other options too. I could instead, I don't need to play the dive bomb. I can play a particle cannon. Then I don't heal as much. I only heal 2 if I use the particle cannon. I can punch so that I can heal 3. I think I probably want to thwart. Get this started. That almost clears it. I could play Throg, and then he'll be tough. So that'll protect me from 1 hit. Just 1, though. I'm going to need to flip to Alter Ego because I'm Rocket, and Rocket is not super strong. But it gets the particle cannon out, which has a lot longer usefulness. So I think I'm going to go with that. We'll particle cannon into Moment of Triumph. So we're going to thwart that for 3. We'll particle cannon him, 2 damage to the villain, Moment of Triumph. Oh, sorry. I totally did that out of order. I did that after I played Throg, and she was tough. Okay, so I healed 2, which is great. Okay, that's pretty good. 1 threat. Drang attacks me, Throg defends. Throg loses stuff status. I get a single encounter card. Cut the power. When revealed, exhaust the Milano. Oh. Starts with 3 threat. Okay, that's not bad. So we're going to spend here 2 to play Bug. And Bug can go ahead and thwart this for 1 so I can get that victory point. Oh, shoot, I was supposed to have this guy out. I forgot about this. Well, here, I should have gotten him. We'll just put him in play. So that's gone. All right, and I get a Badoon card. That's fine. I guess I kind of cheated that out, but whatever. So let's see, I could do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and kill this guy. But I have a reload, so I don't necessarily need to do that. I think what I want to do is particle cannon. This guy, dealing 2 damage to the villain and drawing a card. Okay. Not quite my ideal. I don't know what I thought I could do with a reload, because this doesn't have any have any counters. Yeah, just ignore me. Alright, we're gonna thwart this for 3. When it leaves play, we ready the Milano. And then we will use the Milano to have a plan to ready Rocket. We're going to spend 1, 2, 3 to clear this spear off finally. Search my discard pile for a bit of tech, which I guess will be the rocket launcher. I don't know if I even want a rocket launcher. Rocket's pistol does 2 damage. I guess we may as well reload. Rocket's pistol does 2 more damage. Not enough to kill him, but that's okay. I'm pretty much going to lose this side scheme. And that's just a thing I have to be comfortable with. And flipped Alter Ego, I'm going to recover for 3. I'm going to draw 6 cards. Oh, there we go. 1 threat. Drang. 1 threat. This goes up by 1. And I think I will not choose to exhaust the Milano, so I guess get a minion. Ew, that's not a nice minion. Alright, Drang schemes for 3, 4, 5, which completes this scheme. Oh gosh, 1, 2, 3, 4. Another minion. Did I just lose again? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Okay, this doesn't need to start with 4. I need to fix that. I'm gonna actually have it start with 0 because of getting that minion right away. Also forgotten the forced response. Man, so much stuff. All right, Badoon Warlord. He schemes for 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, let's see if I lost. Well, I got under fire, so that's pretty good sign that I lost. And I was caught off guard. You know, I was gonna salvage that. Tinker it, whatever. Okay, rocket launcher is obviously good value here. And Schadenfreude will heal me a lot, but I don't have that many damage to heal anymore. Well, fun times. Let's see. I think I lost here. Pretty sure. So Schadenfreude doesn't seem terribly useful at the moment. I could play Nowhere. Well, it has 1 because of the scheming. Play Nowhere. I could play Groot and draw a card, but then I can't play the rocket launcher, so that doesn't seem ideal. Well, I guess I need to tinker this because I need stuff. Okay. That's pretty good. So we're going to salvage Nowhere. And put this on top of my deck. Because that'll help deal with all these guys. I'm thinking Groot probably. I think I have just enough. I can play Groot, and Nowhere will, oops, exhaust Nowhere to draw a card. And then I can play my pistol, which has 3 counters. And I can play a rocket launcher, which has 2 counters. And I can flip to hero for him. And I can do 2 damage to everything. And then I can kill this guy with Overkill, which draws me a card. That's Martial Promise, look at that. Actually, that doesn't really help me that much, does it? Maybe I didn't want Overkill. Yeah, I didn't need Overkill on that. Let's just use Bug. Let's use myself. I attacked him for 1, which heals Bug. Then Bug can attack somebody for 1. Say this guy. And then Throg and Groot can each attack for 2, which kills this guy. Knocks that guy up to 5. Didn't quite kill him. Yep, I couldn't quite kill him. Alright. Well, I'm not quite safe yet, especially because that's at 7 threat. That's it too. And I take how much? 2 indirect damage. Alright, then he attacks me. Throg defends this and takes 3 damage. Groot will defend the lieutenant, and the sentry will hit me for 1. And I get a single encounter card. Oh my gosh. What the crap, man. Overkill placing in range. Well, that doesn't hurt me. It's only 2. Okay. Well, on the plus side, I still have a rocket launcher, so let's fire that. That does 2 damage to this guy, which kills him and draws me a card. Does 2 damage to this guy, and it does 2 damage to this guy. Let's see. I can spend 2 for martial prowess, and then 1, 2, 3 for into the fray, which does 6 damage to this guy, which is 5 overkill. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I can Moment of Triumph that to heal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I can use my rocket pistol to kill Blackjack O'Hare with overkill, which draws me a card. I can thwart this, side scheme away. And then I think I'm going to play a battery pack with 2 counters on it. Did I do my 2 damage to him? I'm not really sure. I'm actually just going to recharge my pistol. I'll hold this pistol. Actually, no. I'm going to flip Alter Ego and kill that for 2 cards. Oh my gosh. Could I have gotten any other 2 cards? I could do side holster and a pistol, or I could do this cybernetic skeleton. I think we're going to do the skeleton, because sometimes you just need hit points. Alright. I get an extra encounter card this turn. Hope I don't lose. I don't know. I probably do. He still schemes for 2. And oh no, that's not what happens. I exhaust the Milano so that this does not give me a minion. Okay. Doing counter cards. First one is, of course, Exhaustion, which surges into advance. I lost. Darn. So yeah, this 8th threat is a really low limit for Rocket particularly. I admit to not quite taking into account how bad this extra minion would be when he does complete that first scheme. It makes it so that you're just behind. And he has 2 scheme. 8 threat is tight. It's kind of what you get with Claw also, I think. Though somehow Claw never feels this bad. But yeah, Advance, the killer of solo games. I guess what I might do here, just for effect, what if I had not gotten Advance? So then I would have gotten Rogue Vessel, and I would have gotten some other card. Planetary Invasion, which gives me another minion. Okay. That's fine. It's that guy. And he has a tough status, which is annoying, but that's fine. Okay, and then we have the patrol ship, which has a single counter on it, and will give us another encounter card 3. But it's a rogue vessel, so I need to exhaust the Milano and spend 2 resources of any type to discard it, but it's already exhausted, so that's not ideal. Okay, so you know what? I'm going to play as though that I got that instead and see if I could win if I hadn't gotten Advance, because Advance is just that card that's so annoying. Alright. This is looking like this rocket launcher is going to be useful. The question is, do I want to play Cosmo? Alright. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my battery pack again to charge up my pistol, and then I'm going to tinker it for 2 cards. dive bomb. And then there are a lot of things that I would like to do, and I don't think any of them need me to be an alter ego. So we are going to salvage plus martial prowess to play into the fray. No. I'm not going to do any of those things. Oops. Alright, we're going to spend salvage plus dive bomb, because I don't really need it, to play my rocket launcher. And top deck this battery pack. Then we're going to use the rocket launcher to ping off his tough and deal 2 damage to that guy. I'm going to go ahead and rocket pistol him for 2 threat removal and 1 retaliate damage, consequential. So we can martial prowess, we can helicarrier, we can pay 1 card for into the fray, pay 1 for the battery pack. I was just trying to see if I could play Cosmo. Because that would be useful. I guess I could hold either Cosmo or Gomorrah. I'll hold Cosmo, I think. Oh no, I can play Cosmo. Great. Alright. Oops. I got the cursor on the wrong thing. So yes, 1, 2, 3. That's how that worked, right? Use the helicarrier to play that on this Badoon sentry. Deals 3 damage, removes 3 threat, and draws me a card because I overkilled him. Oh right, it's a battery pack. You know what? I think I'm okay not having another battery pack. I'm gonna play Cosmo instead because that lets me use nowhere. I keep hitting 3 instead of E to exhaust. Alright, and then we're going to play this battery pack, which is fine. And we'll use this battery pack to charge up the rocket launcher, because honestly, it seems useful. So Cosmo's going to thwart, and I'm going to guess I have of that many events, really. I'll just guess it's an upgrade. If I lose an upgrade, I'll be sad, but it's a resource. I almost said resource. 1 threat. And Groot can thwart, so we're going to let him. Honestly, Bug can thwart too, but I think Bug's just going to block a hit. I need to play my allies as though they are hit blockers. Alright, 1 threat. This goes up by 1, and I get a minion, which is this guy, of course. This also had gone up by 1. Darn it. Seriously? Seriously? That's like the worst combo ever. Alright, so that took this down to 0. And then popped it up to 1 immediately. And then popped this up to 3, which I have to just let that go, because I can't get rid of it if I exhaust the mono. And he's going to add another counter anyways. Alright. Then Drang attacks me. Bug blocks it. And takes 4 damage for his trouble. The ship's engineer attacks me. I'll let Groot block that. So he takes 1 damage, but then heals 2. And it adds 1 counter to each of these ships. Lovely. Alright, now I have 2 encounter cards. The first one is Advance. So the villain schemes for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the second one is a Badoon Grunt, which thankfully does not do any extra harm. Alright. Well, unfortunately, not in a great spot for stuff, but that's okay. I'll use the rocket pistol, and then I'll use the rocket launcher. That does 2 damage to this guy, which lets me draw a card, and 2 damage to this guy, which kills him. I did not attack and defeat an enemy, so that doesn't do anything. Oh, should I play Schadenfreude? That would heal me for 2. It does not feel super pivotal here. Shoot. I still don't have my side holster. This is a really terrible hand, as it happens. Well, maybe I want to reload then. What I would like to have is a plan, honestly, more than anything. Alright, I'm going to exhaust the Milano and spend 2 resources. 1, 2, to clear this rogue vessel and not have any more of those. Alright, so that's helpful. And then I think I may as well I think I'll Flora and Fauna, I guess. Lets me ready and upgrade and put 2 counters on it. I'll keep the rocket launcher around. Why not? I shoot him for 2. I thwart for 3, which is not enough, but it'll pretend like it's enough. I'll hold Schadenfreude, I think, actually, because it can be really useful. And I'll play a new pistol, and I'll kill this pistol. And I'll just battery pack the rocket launcher. I'll eventually get a side holster. Okay. That means I can just take a hit to the face, which is helpful. This goes up by 1, and then we get another minion, which is a warlord this time. He ran out the deck, of course. So we get an acceleration token. Alright. I need to win. Dive bombs are helpful for that. Maybe I don't want to Schadenfreude. Alright. He's attacking me for 3+ boost. I'll let Cosmo defend this. Thank goodness. Oh, I was supposed to take stupid bonus damage. That still had a star. Take 2 indirect damage. Alright, he does 3. 1, 2, 3. I guess we could have blocked it. Attached to the villain. He has +2 attack. Okay. Fun times. Alright, I have a dive bomb, which will do 7 damage. I have a rocket launcher and a pistol, which will do a little bit of damage. I have Angela, who can do 2 damage. So I get 7, 8, 9. I can kill him. How much health does this next stage have? 18. What I can't do is overkill him. I have literally no way to do odd damage. So let's see. 18 damage. 7, 9-ish. Well, dive bomb actually does odd damage. Nine, 10, 11, 12, 13. That's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing 13 damage. Maybe 15 if I could find a way to play all of those cards, which, you know, is technically maybe possible. I don't know. It doesn't seem highly plausible. So, I believe that means I'm not going to win right now. So then, I think, becomes a question of, can I survive? This doesn't give him like overkill or piercing or whatever. So I think what I want to do then is likely play Throg. I can spend endurance on that. We'll get Throg out. He's tough, and I can use nowhere to draw a card. Oh, it's a particle cannon. But there's no possible way that I can make that deal enough damage to make this worthwhile. However, I can hold... No, I'm going to hold Dive Bomb, I think, for next turn. So we're going to spend those 2 cards. Nope, nope. Hold on. I can play Angela. I'm gonna go ahead and do that. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh my goodness! Only a sentry. Whew. Could I not have gotten a Badoon grunt with that? That would have been nice. Alright. Because I still have this. 1, 2. I'm not going to keep the particle cannon. To Schadenfreude. Alright. Now I can use my rocket launcher. I deal 2 damage to this guy. 2 damage to this guy. And 2 damage to that guy. I heal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Go ahead and punch this guy and take 1. And then I'm going to shoot him with my pistol. That kills him and draws me a card. Hey, it's salvage. I honestly don't know why I did that. Alright. Angela can punch this guy for 2. Oh, I punched him for 2, so I healed 2. I'm at full health now. And oh, I don't want 4 minions right this second. So I guess I will not flip him again this turn. If I was going to get 4 minions, I needed to do that differently. I will hang on to salvage, though. Hey, it's a side holster. That means probably I shouldn't have done that. That's fine. Whatever. If I lose, I lose. Alright, he attacks me for a bunch, but Throg stuff. So instead, I get a Badoon Grunt. I hate Badoon Grunt having that on one force response on when it engages you. It's the worst thing ever. Alright, Badoon Grunt hits me for 2. And I get 2 encounter cards. The first is a Blockade, which reduces my hand size by 1. And is a Crisis. And the next one is an Advance, which makes me lose the game, which is why I needed to use Groot for the thing. If I had used Groot, I could have thrown it for 3. And then he schemes for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I lose anyways. Because it's acceleration and advance. Advance! Losing me games. Alright. Not advance. Could I get something else? Alright, thanks. I already cheated once, so I may as well cheat again. Exhaust the Milano, or spend more resources than that. So I want to save all those things. So what I want to do is Angela is going to punch Drang for 2. And then we have to discard the top 4 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. Put every minion engaged with me. Does this guy have guard? No. Excellent. And he has 18 hit points. So drawing a card didn't matter at all, so I definitely could have used Groot for that. We'll just pop him up to we'll pop Groot up to 4 damage to make that a thing that actually happened, or that we can pretend happened. However you want to be it. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4 lets us dive bomb. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And 1. And 1. And we can get any old piece of tech that we want. What I really would like is a pistol, because that's 2 damage for 1. And I'm going to draw it. Then we use our rocket launcher, which does 2 damage with excess, and 2 damage, and 2 damage. We use our pistol, which does 2 damage. I guess we may as well play this side holster. We'll play another pistol, which does 2 damage. I had to look for trouble. What I'm gonna do, because this is a crisis. Am I really So I needed to not use Throg, because I could have taken that hit. How much did he hit for? Hit Throg for? I don't know. What was his attack? 3? 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's the most he could have done to me on that hit. Drang hits him for 2. I hit him for 2. Groot hits him for 2. He's dead. So it was winnable if I didn't draw advance twice, and if I'd done some other things. But I'm thinking I might increase the cap on this second scheme. I may make it actually just... So I think starting out at 0 is good, but probably make it go to 12 instead of... I was supposed to take some indirect damage. Or possibly take indirect damage. Maybe I would have cleared the advance, actually. I don't know. Too many things. This scenario has too many things. I know. I put it together and I gave it too many things. Which is probably a poor recommendation for the design that I put together. But there's a lot of things I like about it, but it's just got a few too many things going on. Too many triggers. I was hoping that this plus some the other things would help me to remember this, but it didn't work. Yeah. I like this effect. It's just when you're losing, getting that is really bad, which I recognize, and it makes me sad. So I don't know. Still got some thinking to do about this. I added a bit with the campaign play. I think maybe this should be a little bit more than 2 per player, because getting it after only 2 things is a little harsh, especially against Drang. But I think it could possibly be in the other scenarios too. One thing I have not done in any of this scenario refactor really is to make the modular sets easier. And Galaxy's Most Wanted, I mean, talk about the scenarios being hard, but the modular sets are pretty tough too. So that's definitely an element of all of this. So, yep. Still some places to think. I still didn't actually get a clean win on this scenario, so I'm not inclined to just move on after that dirty of a win. I mean, I definitely lost in actuality, so maybe just can't do rocket aggression for the campaign. Maybe aggression campaign is just asking too much, as much fun as rocket aggression can be. Maybe I need to switch to rocket justice. I might try that. With Confuse in the game, this whole situation might be much improved. I'm considering whether or not this needs to be a little higher threat threshold. I could bump these both up to like 10 and drop the starting threat here to 2. And that might be a nice welcome little reprieve. 8's just so small. So it's a consideration. I have to think about this. Oh, I forgot this does 1 and then this does 2. I forgot I made that change. Okay, well, anyways. Yeah. I think maybe leaving this at 8 because it's the invasion and it's just kind of like, oh no, you lose. But then having this be a really high number, which comes with the boosted extra bombardment damage and the boosted minion that comes into play when it pops out. So I think 8, 12 is maybe better numbers. Yeah, that means that this scheme is not easy to lose. Certainly multiplayer. Solo is such a mixed bag, but yeah, especially just with the way the upfront campaign especially gives you so much stuff to deal with, which is kind of, that's the thing that I like for scenarios to do, and it's a thing I'm happy for the campaign to do, but Does make it tough. The grunts are tough. Anyways, that's some thoughts. We'll see. I might give this one more shot with those modifications, and see what happens. I think that's what I'm leaning towards at the moment. But if you have any thoughts, feel free to share them in the comments. I'm always happy to hear from you, and I'll see you next time.